create a passive income with what you already know. The first stage is you got to strategize and really plan this whole approach. The second stage is you got to optimize. The third stage is you got to socialize. And the fourth stage is when you actually monetize. And please keep this in mind that before you can make any kind of passive income, you got to first perfect the whole process of making active income. And only then you can automate and delegate, outsource, and then make it into a passive income stream. Okay. So, my name is Siddharth Rajshekar. Thank you so much for tuning into this particular episode. And I would highly recommend that you take notes as we go through these four different steps in these four different stages so that it retains in your mind. And at the end of this episode, you can also share your learnings on Instagram or Facebook and social media, and also tag me, tag Success Gyan, so that we're able to engage with your content even after this. Okay. So let's talk about passive income. So passive income is like, it's like a very overused terminology these days, and many books where people right now have aspirations to build a business or create something where they don't have to work, but the money still keeps coming in the bank account. Okay. And to come to a point like this, it requires a lot of planning, because 80% of your success in any business, it depends on your strategy. Only 20% is in the execution. So let's take the first step on how do you create a passive income and how do you strategize it in the first place. And I have three sub steps under this. The first thing you need to do is you got to think about what is that one problem that you want to solve. See, ultimately, if you want to create any kind of income, and if somebody has to give you money, there has to be some kind of a value exchange. Otherwise, why will people pay you money? Okay, so you got to think about what is the problem you want to solve so that people can see the value in what you're offering, and there's a value exchange. So that's the first aspect of strategizing, whether you want to solve a business problem or a career problem or a health problem or a relationship problem or a money problem, for example. Okay. The second step is you got to develop a solution to that problem. And ideally, how do you deliver a solution? The typical businesses are they deliver services. But again, if you're delivering a service, you're going to be trading your time unless you have teams. So there is no passive income there if you are going to be doing the work yourself. So ideally, the solution is delivered in a digital format where it does not involve your time. That is a good step to think about when it comes to passive income. For example, in my case, I sell many digital products in the form of courses, and I sell memberships into my community where my active time going into it is very less. And if somebody buys my membership or the product, they get into my community, I'm not selling my time. I'm selling a already pre-recorded content. So that gives so much more leverage for me to work on other things in the business. So this is, in one sense, it's passive, but there are also some active elements in my business model. But the second step in strategization is to develop a solution which is more not non-dependent on your time. And the third step is you got to develop a marketing game plan. So what I mean by marketing game plan is you got to like identify who is that ideal customer, what are their pains, and what are their pain points, what are their desires and aspirations, which platforms are they more active on, and what kind of messaging will really attract them to come back into your world. Okay, so how can you hook them into whatever you're trying to sell. A classic example of this is Apple. Okay, for example, Apple, they keep launching the iPhone every year. They keep updating their MacBook Pros, and they have this event called the WWDC event, the developer conference that happens, and they keep launching new products. And that actually is a marketing game plan where indirectly they're talking about all the new things that are going on in the organization. But by them doing that, so many people, they develop a desire to buy that next version of the product. So if you have to create a passive income in your strategy, you have to have some kind of a marketing game plan that is recurring in nature, that will help people to keep coming back more and more and more. Because what happens is that typically when a customer buys a product or a service and they get that product, they're not thinking about a repurchase. Okay, so for you to create passive income, you have to have a repurchase strategy, something where you're improving the version, or something where they keep coming back for more every 2 months, every 3 months, every 6 months. So that's the first part, which is strategization. Let's come to the second aspect, which is optimize. What do you optimize? Again, there are three things that you can do to better optimize before you get into making a passive income. First is you got to do market research. Market research in terms of understanding what your customer really wants. Um, like for me in the knowledge business, the best form of market research is to do one-to-ones. In fact, in the first 1 year of my business, I've done more than 500 one-to-ones with my customers to understand what are their pain points. And over a period of time, I got to see some patterns, and then I was able to put those points together, and I started to create more digital products based on the market research that I did. Now you can also do market research on Quora. You can do market research on YouTube. You can do market research on other podcasts to find out which are the trending podcasts, or what are the trending topics which are very attractive for your ideal target market. And the second step when it comes to market research, to optimization, is after you've done market research, then you got to develop some form of a lead magnet or an attraction system to collect the right quality leads. Now you can go away a free ebook, you can run a quiz, you can invite them to a free webinar, you can offer them like a free white paper report. In fact, if you go to Google and search for Siddharth lead magnets, I have another podcast where I've shared more than 33 lead magnets. There are 33 different kinds of lead magnets that you can use to attract your right prospects coming towards you. So all of this will come in the optimization stage. And the third part about optimization is to optimize your digital assets. A digital asset is like your website, your landing page, your funnels, your email list, and your digital systems. So you also need to optimize your digital assets everywhere, even your branding, your messaging, your positioning, the colors, the fonts. All of this is a part of the whole process. Okay, so making passive income does not just happen like that. It has to be well thought of in these stages before you come to the monetization stage. Now let's come to the third stage, which is socializing. Why am I using the word socialize? It's because people do business with other people. And when people like you and trust you, when they buy you first as a person, then they will buy your product next. So this is not like just putting like a billboard and brochures. Like if you look at offline marketing that really doesn't work, is people who get these flyers and just throw flyers into everyone's homes. Now, when that happens, what happens? It's very rare that people will actually take that flyer, read it, and go and buy something, because they're just doing like a carpet bombing. They think, okay, let's just throw it everywhere and let's see who comes. That's the worst way to market. And even online, people are doing that. They're just putting posters and posters and posters on their fan pages or on Facebook, just promoting themselves without realizing that that is actually not helping them in the marketing. So that is a one-way marketing. But a two-way marketing is where you need to socialize, where you got to create some kind of interaction. So when it comes to socialization, there are three elements. One is you need to start creating long form content, like long form emails. Let's say you're generating leads and you're building your email list, and you start to send long emails where you're not just pitching your products, but you're developing a relationship with your list, and you ask people to reply back to those emails. So there's a two-way interaction there. Second thing is you can do YouTube videos, and below the YouTube videos and even during the YouTube videos, you can ask people to comment below those videos. So that way you're developing a two-way relationship with your ideal target market. And the third one is even doing podcasts like this. When you do a podcast like this, it really helps you build a deep connection with your audience, and you can also make them engage with you and get your lead magnets. Which brings me to the second point of socializing: is after you've delivered value, then you generate the lead. Now the leads can be generated through organic methods, or it could also be generated through paid methods. Let's say you're running Facebook ads and Google ads and YouTube ads and stuff like that. So all of this would come under the socialization piece. And the third aspect of socialization is to nurture those leads in the form of groups. So for example, on Facebook, if you just search for Digital Leadership Mastermind, I have a group with more than 105,000 people, more than 100K members, experts, coaches, teachers, consultants, and I nurture them. I run polls, I ask questions, I ask people to share their opinions on various different topics, and I respond to them. And when new people join the group, I welcome them. So it's kind of creates like a snowballing effect over time, where the trust and authority is built. And that's what I mean by socialization. And step number four is when you monetize. That's when you can actually see and validate whether your product or your idea can be made into a passive income product. Okay. So how to monetize? First, you got to do active income. My number one monetization system is live webinars. I do live webinars. It's one to many. I'm able to educate my audience. I'm able to set the expectations, and I offer my product and service. Okay, I offer my membership. So it's one to many, and that's active income. And I've done more than 5 to 600 webinars. Now, once the idea has been validated, then the second aspect of monetization is when I get into automated webinars. So what I do these days is, if a particular webinar of mine has done really well, where I got good sales, I convert that into an automated webinar where new people who attend that webinar, they think it is live, but it is actually not live. And all the engagement and interaction has been recorded because we're using different tools that capture that. So right now, in my business, it's come to a point where I'm able to generate passive income on a daily basis because I'm selling a digital product which does not involve me actively selling it anymore, because I've automated that entire process. Okay. And the third aspect to monetization is to like put the cherry on the cake, is I've built multiple streams of income besides my core digital products. For example, affiliate income streams. I promote different tools, different softwares, email marketing systems, hosting, email tracking systems, like any kind of SaaS products that I'm using, that I promote with my market. I give my affiliate links, so every time they renew their subscription on those different tools, I make recurring passive income on a monthly basis, which is not my core product. So the four stages are: you got to first strategize, think about what problem you want to solve, and go to that step. Second step is you got to optimize. Third step is you got to socialize. And to the extent that you build trust and authority in the marketplace, then you got to validate the idea through active income sales. And if you know something is working, for example, if you're doing webinars and doing one to many, I don't like to do one to one sales, I like to do one to many sales because there's more leverage. Then you can automate the whole thing. And as you're automating it, also add multiple other income streams like affiliate income streams and even partnerships with other people. So if you found this podcast useful, please share your notes on Facebook or LinkedIn, and please tag me. And I would love to actually read your comments on these different platforms to see if you have really absorbed this information or not. Thank you so much. Cheers. God bless. And I will catch you in the next episode.